Welcome, and here we go again. And today I'm continuing my Series 12 videos and my daily videos that I've started to do because I'm starting to do videos daily now. It's my thoughts on Captain Jack Harkness's return in Fugitive of the Jadoon. Now, the Who Addicts did a video on this a few weeks ago. Yesterday, actually. I don't know where I got a few weeks ago from. So I just thought I'd do my own thoughts on it. So sorry that I'm pilfering content there, but it was a great video, and I'm gonna try to do something different with it. Anyway, Captain Jack Harkness returned in Fugitive of the Jadoon, and I thought it would be great to cover that and to cover what my thoughts about it were in full detail now. When I watched Fugitive of the Jadoon, when I watched that scene, I was so excited. I was jumping. I was sort of not jumping, but really ecstatic. Shouting out loud, like just at the telly, just how great it was, and such a surprise as well, because none of us would have expected that Chibnall would have brought back Captain Jack Harkness after all this time. Every series beforehand, people want Captain Jack to come back. It's just what everyone wants, and they've brought him back. He's one of the most popular characters in the modern era, and it was just such a great moment of fan service there and then that they brought him back. And John Barrowman had been very excited to be back after all this time. However, was there any point to it? Did it fail? Sorta. I mean, we were all expecting Captain Jack Harkness would return in the series finale or The Haunting of Villa Diodati or somewhere, because he was the one who warned the Doctor about the lone Cyberman. And we thought, and he said to the Doctor, and he said to the companions that if the Doctor needed her, then needed him, then I keep getting muddled with my words today. Anyway, if the Doctor needed him, he would be there, and he wasn't there when she needed him in Ascension of the Cybermen and the Doctor Falls, and I don't think you're going to get much more threat for the Doctor internally than that. So it's annoying, really, and it feels like he was only used for a bit of expositional dump to try and have something there to warn people, and they just used Captain Jack Harkness as a disguise for that exposition that we see all the time in this era of Doctor Who. So it was quite a shame, really, and it sort of made it pointless that he wasn't in it to fight against the Cyberman and to deliver upon his promise and to sort of continue from his warning. And it was just very disappointing that one of the biggest moments in Series 12 and one of the most exciting character returns we've ever seen in the show is just resorts to nothing. And it's such a shame. And in the end, it was pointless because the Doctor just ignored his warning. Do I think he'll be back? Yes, I do. I don't think that's going to be the only time he's in it. If that's the only time he's in it, what the hell is Chibnall thinking? He's just a madman if that's the only time he's in it. I'm thinking he might be in the Christmas New Year special. I'm thinking he might rescue the Doctor from the Jadoon prison. He might not. It might be she might just get out using some Deus Ex Machina or something. Somehow she probably just gets teleported out by the Daleks or something. And yeah, I'm hoping he's going to be in it in the Christmas special or a recurring role in Series 13. It would be great if we had him as pop-in from time to time or for a few episodes travelling with the Doctor. Because now, the thing we want most from whatever comes out next, Revolution of the Daleks in Series 13, is Captain Jack to meet the 13th Doctor. Because we've seen Captain Jack meet the companions, we want to see him meet 13. And it was quite a shame that we didn't get to see that moment happen in the finale. However, you could look at it and say there was enough going on in the finale as it was, and enough that wasn't really satisfactorily resolved. I mean, we saw Ruth in the finale in a Matrix scene, and that was a really disappointing moment. We didn't get to see Ruth in proper form. We didn't get a resolution to that, which was annoying. And Brendan, we didn't really get a very good resolution to that, and it sort of felt like wasted screen time in Ascension of the Cyberman. So it is not the only thing that wasn't resolved satisfactorily in series 12. I think he'll be back. I don't think that's it, because John Barrowman is very enthusiastic. I think Chris Chibnall wrote for the character a lot in Tortured and must have a love for this character. So I'm hoping very much that he does return. At the moment, when I'm going to rewatch Fugitive Doom, which I'm going to do at some point, I've rewatched Spyfall. That's it at the moment. When I rewatch Fugitive Doom, I'm going to think I'm just not going to be as excited by it, because it was a great moment in the episode. It was a great moment, a shocking moment, an exciting moment, very fan servicey moment. But now looking back on it, it's just a bit pointless until we see a reason why. Until we see a reason why that return was necessary, because it wasn't necessary, and I would have thought that if Captain Jack was brought back, it would be for a reason. Now, fans have complained, and John Barrowman complained, that Stephen Moffat didn't bring back Captain Jack Harkness back in the Stephen Moffat era. However, I think it's probably because Stephen Moffat didn't have a good enough reason to bring Captain Jack Harkness back. It was probably the same problem that, that he thought it would just be pointless fan service, which Stephen Moffat did a lot of pointless fan service. But Chris Chibnall just threw that out the window, really. It was nice to get a character return, however brief it was, however unnecessary it was. It was a lovely moment when it was first on screen. And I'm hoping we do get another return for Captain Jack Harkness, but as well, some more returns for other characters, potentially classic Who companions. It was so lovely in School Reunion when we saw Sarah Jane come back. It was lovely in the Sarah Jane Adventures episode Enemy of the Bane when the Brigadier came back, and it was lovely in the Sarah Jane Adventures Death of the Doctor when Joe Grant came back. And it's always a lovely moment. I'd like to see Ace come back. I'd like to see Joe in the series itself. I think Ace would work so well alongside the 13th Doctor. It's like a perfect match, if you ask me. Sophie Aldred has already wrote a novel. I think it would be brilliant, Get the companions out for an episode and just have them two travelling together. Or just have an episode with 13 and Jack together. You could also have Leela. You could have Romana, maybe in a new incarnation. Bring back some more obscure villains from Classic Who. Just loads of returning characters. But not in an unnecessary way. Bring them back for a reason. Bring them back with some relevance. And I'm hoping, with all my fingers crossed, that Captain Jack's return is for a big reason. It's also a shame that Torchwood has been off screen for so long. I know we need RTD's permission. Part of me is hoping, however unlikely it is, that the reason Chibnall brought him back is the setup for a Torchwood return. And maybe this was setting up for an appearance in Revolution of the Daleks or Series 13, when that second appearance of Captain Jack would set up for the Torchwood return. So that's a lot to ask for, but maybe we're going to see a return of Torchwood. I know the cast are all up for it, and it'd be great to see Gwen Cooper, and it'd be great to see Rhys Williams and PC Andy and everyone back in the Torchwood team. I think he'll be back. I think if Captain Jack wasn't going to come back again, I think he would have met both the companions and the Doctor in Fugitive Doom, or he would have met the Doctor at some point in the series. So I think later on, we're going to see it. And I'd like it to be a nice moment. I'd like it to be like that scene where Sarah Jane discovers the Doctor is in the school reunion, and she discovers it's him. That was a lovely moment, and to see Captain Jack and the Doctor back together, and Jack to realise it's her, and her excitement at it would be a lovely moment. I would also like it if that scene wasn't overshadowed by the companion's appearance or another event going on in the background, like a big monster threat. I'd like it to be quite a quiet scene with just the two of them, just a nice little reunion, and then get into the action of the story. So yeah, there's my rant on Captain Jack Harkness's return. What did you think of Captain Jack Harkness's return? Do you think Captain Jack will be back? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow, I will be taking a look back at Series 5 of Doctor Who, because it's the 10th anniversary of the 11th hour tomorrow, and everyone's doing a watch-along for it, including myself. So it'd be lovely if you could tune in then from 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll be taking a look back at Series 5 and why I think it was a great series. Yes, I've actually planned the video. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow from 5 for that, and we'll be having more videos every day from 5. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the likes, if you could give some, and comments and stuff, and subscriptions and all that. So, yeah, more tomorrow. See you then.